Dr. Erica Jones with the Art of Transition podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your attention. You've seen this individual before. She's going to introduce herself. You know how we do. We let our guests introduce themselves. She's got a lot more to talk about. A year's passed. She's a different individual now. So tell the people who you are, what you got going on.
Hey everybody, it's NyaTheGod. It's great. It's very excited to be back on the Art of Transition podcast again with my girl Erica.
Yeah.
I am a speakeasy owner, event curator, and more recently burlesque producer.
Yeah. She made it real short.
Okay.
she made it real short for y'all. Outside of that being like, a short introduction, Nya has built a home for artists of all types. She's built a home for visual artists, verbal artists, movement artists. She's built a home for just people to come and express themselves. And I really want people to understand like what's going on here at the Love Below Speakeasy. So the Love Below Speakeasy, we're actually in the outdoor space right now.
Yes.
Like,
foxhole.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
It's coming together.
Yes.
We constantly transitioning and growing and just changing and shifting, and I love it.
Yeah, and I love it here.
Thank you.
You are an amazing host, an amazing producer. I've had a chance to witness the events that take place here. So can you just give the audience a rundown of everything you do in this space and why you decided to just even open this up to different types of events?
Okay. I can do that. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna try to do a rundown of the ones that we do most often. Mm-hmm. So first Thursdays we have this event called The Vibration, which we're actually celebrating our 3-year anniversary this May. That one is an erotic poetry event.
Congratulations.
Yes. Well, really, thank you. Really an erotic open mic. So you're invited with your poetry, song, dance. If you got a kinky story or just something that you want to get off your chest, if you got something to say, bring an instrument, whatever. We love to see it here. As long as it's erotic, that is the only prerequisite.
Yeah.
And then we have Love Jones, which is every third Thursday, which is an open mic, hip-hop, poetry, everything like that. I do burlesque. I have the only all-black burlesque review in my state, which is Georgia now. So I've been doing that for 2 years. That is, you got to check back in with Yamms Burlesque for that one.
Yeah.
I do like, in between, I do a lot of hosting for other artists. I have Body Electric, which is cool, which is like a couple's body paint workshop. You gotta come to that one.
Yeah.
A couple's body paint workshop.
Slow drag.
I've been working with this dope curator named Whitney on that one. Shout out to Whitney.
Yeah.
That one is the best 70s blue light party that you like missed in the 70s that you want to catch now. Shit is dope. Like real vinyl, real DJs.
And real dancing.
Real dancing. That was, real fucking dancing. That one is amazing.
Yeah.
But the Love Below Speakeasy is just a home for creatives. If you have an event that you kind of want to try out, you're not 100% sure, because I was in that space before and I kind of grew into, my venue and everything. I have a little bit of experience and I love to help baby curators become, grown ass curators at some point. It's not something that I actually, planned on doing. It's something that I really kind of grew into, just learning and kind of bumping my head and falling. And now I feel like, we feel like if we did all of that, like we crawled and did all the other stuff, so just walked straight into it.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you ain't got to go through that because I went through that. Yeah, it's been good.
I look at you as a person who accepts people where they are. So when you think about doing an event here at the Love Below Speakeasy, I really look at this space as like an incubator. So when you hear a lot of tech people talking about, you know, oh, we're starting an incubator. This is an incubator for creatives, literally.
Right.
So if you got a poem, you're not really sure how it's gonna go over, you got a joke and you're not really sure how it's gonna go over, you have a song in your heart, whatever it is that you have in your heart, like Nya is that type of person that you can just come in and try it out. Now there's a fee, you know, for renting the Love Below Speakeasy. Of course, we have to make sure people get paid.
Yeah.
And a part of us, you know, transitioning through different careers and different positions in life is to get paid.
Right.
We're gonna have some fun.
Right.
And we're gonna get paid. Yeah, and a part of getting paid is once you get to a certain level, you can pay other people.
Right.
So I want to congratulate you and your team on being able to pay other people. Okay.
Right, yes. It's a good ass feeling. I have a staff now. Now I can like, okay, you can set this up with my, you know, assistant manager or which one of my servers, you know, would you prefer? It's beautiful. I have like, it's beautiful, but it is an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I said again, it's definitely not what I planned for myself. You know, moving down here and just, you know, navigating. But it's a really it's beautiful, and I'm grateful to be able to, you know, provide.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming into the space and they're leaving nourished.
Yeah.
With some, you know, in some form of fashion.
With some connections, with some energy, with some food, with some resources.
Yes.
Like you don't leave here empty-handed. Like you don't leave this space feeling empty. And in Atlanta, you can go to different events and literally feel drained.
Parking alone would drain you.
Yeah. Even the experience at the door, sometimes like you go to places in Atlanta, security be disrespectful as I don't know what. The girl at the door be disrespectful in some places. But this is not one of those places. It's like just a cool, down-to-earth experience from the moment you walk through the door. It's like you feel welcomed.
Thank you.
You know, I can appreciate that. Like I wanna make sure you know that.
Thank you.
And your staff.
That makes me really proud and happy to hear. You know, one of the reasons I think we spoke about this briefly on the last one, but it is like as I guess in my age range, I would be considered like a tastemaker or like middle. Is it middle age? You know what I mean? Like at our age, you don't necessarily want to go to a club, right? I feel like I've aged out of a club. My twerk ain't, you know, it's not twerking.
My wardrobe is not.
Yeah, I'm just like I want to go somewhere where I can put something on, you know, and sit somewhere, have a drink, have some food.
Yeah.
Still cut up a little bit, but not necessarily, you know, like be sweating and leaving with, you know, track sliding or whatever. Yeah. And actually be entertained, like see a show, meet people, you know, what do you do here? And I'm happy to be able to provide that. A lot of the events, and I forgot to mention comedy, so thank you for mentioning that. A lot of the events that I do here are events that I actually wanted to go to. That's actually how I got into like the burlesque scene here. It's like I want to go to a burlesque show that is black here. Like where's our representation? Like,
so as you know, the podcast was pretty much a spinoff of the book F This Job, The Art of Transition. So I want to ask you personally, as a curator, producer, as an employer, as a boss, as, you know, the woman that you are, the resilient woman that you are, what is the most memorable situation where you really had to say, like, you know what, F this. I got to move forward. I cannot sit here in this. I can't sit here with this.
I would say, well, there are two instances, but the one that is probably freshest in my mind was the one that I spoke about last episode, which is just transitioning from the club. That one was the scariest.
Okay.
And that one definitely took some patience, some creativity, but it brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, it was very important. And I feel like sometimes we in order to live up to your potential, like you gotta constantly be shedding, you know, certain skins and stuff like that.
Yeah, and certain habits.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And me as a Virgo, you know, we are clingy and we like to hold on to stuff and we don't really want to let things go. And I love to give like chances and try to like somehow scientifically like work shit out. But there was no way I was gonna be like sliding down a pole and getting off at 4 a.m. and trying to do this and still art and, you know, be all of these different people. So as scary as it was, because it was lucrative for me at the time, it wasn't serving me spiritually, and it wasn't allowing me to live up to my potential, you know, outside of just that earning potential. But now here I am, you know, doing better.
Yeah, a lot better. And you're helping other people do better.
Yes, that is another beautiful thing. So instead of me just being in the club like, you could do it, go on. Like now I have a, you know,
come on over here.
A little bit. But it wasn't the same as like, you know, doing it, the capacity and just the way that I'm doing it now.
And
like,
on the scale.
Right.
Like,
yeah, scaling it up. It's like I know people that is like, they're poets.
Yeah.
Like there's a person who like lives their life now that doesn't even make sense. You know, we're not really taught stuff like that. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It sounds like some made up, you know, fairy tale shit. Like you can't just walk around, you know, whatever. But there are people that really actually make a living doing these creative things.
Poetry gets you paid.
Living well, you know what I mean? Living well, not just like eating bread or just taking shows for exposure or whatever kind of shit that they tell you. Like, you know, there are ways and avenues for us to not just, you know, be here surviving, like they like to say, like living well. So for me, it was, you know, very transformative, and a big part of my transition was trusting the process and trusting myself that I would be okay. You know?
And a lot of people don't know that you're a spiritual being. Like if you don't know Nya, you know, you don't really know. But like talk about like how just kind of trusting yourself and like who you are kind of helped you get here as well.
So
and like knowing yourself.
Well, thank you. I think a lot of this came with some age and a lot of bump in my head because, like I said, I'm a really try it and like fail up type of person. And but intuition is always like right there. You know what I mean? Isn't it interesting? And it's like
but it's like you don't always trust your own intuition.
Absolutely.
I know I don't. It's something like you have to learn. Jesus.
You're so powerful, though. I'm surprised to hear that because you are very, like, you seem sure and you seem like, you know, forward moving and progressive thinking. Like, you.
Thank you.
You seem like you know it. I'm surprised to hear that.
It really takes some training to just even learn how to tap into your own intuition. And then when you hear it or when you experience it, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to listen to this. Oh, I'm supposed to do this.
Right.
Like I heard that voice in my head. Like I had that feeling in my gut. But then it's a difference in like when you have that feeling and when you hear that voice, and then being able to execute and being able to do what that voice said. Because you gotta trust it. You gotta trust that voice. And a lot of times I was moving so fast that I ain't even sit down long enough to even hear it. I was so distracted by so many things. I wasn't even sitting down long enough to hear it.
Right. And so what happened? Is it like the story where like you take one step forward and then it comes to you, you know, it takes 2 steps towards you type thing? Is that what?
And I'm still learning. You know, there's still instances where I'm like, oh man, I knew that. Something told me that. It's like, damn, I should have listened.
I believe we all have it. Women especially, black women more so because, I mean, that's just how I feel. But I feel like it's important and powerful. So spirituality for me is that do we do religion and politics and all of that type of stuff on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of who you are. Like, you know, if you want to take it there, you take it there. But at the end of the day, just knowing that it's not just you. You know, like you got energy being fed into you. So while you got NyaTheGod, she's got a lot of energy being fed into her because, you know, she gives out a lot of energy. So, I just want to highlight, you know, like that part of who you are as well, and not just celebrating the things that you've produced, but like celebrating, you know, who you are as a being.
Thank you.
Like a spiritual being.
Right, thank you. I believe I'm definitely here to be of service. It makes me feel good, you know, even sometimes almost selfishly, like I'm one of those people, like I feel just as good as you feel, you know, to help you create, if I'm being honest about it. So I definitely know that's a part of my calling, and I want to do that. I want to be here to serve this shit.
Yeah, well, thank you for your service. It's such a pleasure to talk to you, as always.
Yes.
You got big things coming. I get so excited when we talk about ideas, when we talk about doing stuff together, like, okay, well, what are we going to do next?
Yeah.
And it's always fun, and it just flows.
I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. You know, you are everything to me. This is my cinnamon apple here. Y'all don't even know. I love Erica so much. I appreciate, you know, the art of transition, fuck this job, and you just helping people kind of untangle and, you know, map out a way to just be.
Yeah.
You know?
And people like, oh, well, you didn't give us no instruction book, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, first of all, the book was based on my feelings back in 2018.
Right.
That's what was going on.
Right.
So we're all evolving, and nobody can tell you how to do you. Nobody can tell you how to do you. You got to kind of just take some cues, figure out, get your plan together, and move forward. I can't tell you what to do. She can't tell you what to do.
Exactly. But what you do and what is much appreciated is highlight and kind of make it cool and bring the conversation up around mental health. Mm-hmm. And so for that, I'm forever grateful. It's something that we need.
Yeah.
And you are like, you know, it's much more popular now, but from when I met you, you know, years ago, this was something that was always very important and very necessary and dear to you, and I appreciate you, like, you know, sticking with it.
Yeah. it's been a struggle sometimes.
And know, you know, and making it just like cool and mainstream, you know.
Yeah. And we deal with things in our communities, and like now, of course, a lot of people is jumping on the bandwagon. You see the media, whatever. But like, I'm really an advocate of saying fuck anything that's really fucking with your peace. Well, if it's this job, it's this person, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're going to make some money, you're going to spend some money, right? You're going to meet some people, you're going to lose some people. But your peace is something that you got to protect, and that's important.
Yeah, you always leave me with a word. It always feels like it's right on time. Erica the Oracle. I love it.
All right, y'all. This has been the Art of Transition podcast with NyaTheGod. Y'all stay tuned. Follow her. And make sure you come support the events at the Love Below Speakeasy. Until next time.